All right, we are live and waiting for Tiana to connect. And here you go, darling. I'm gonna oh, perfect. You're unmuted. Just waiting for her to connect on here. This is a good friend of mine. Oh, this day couldn't have come faster. But yeah, we're just having a couple of hey, love. I was just having some technical difficulties, so I was trying to figure out why it wasn't just its usual start. How are you doing this morning?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So, for everybody looking from afar or online, whatever, this is Tiana. She is a good friend of mine. I've known her for over 20 years. She and I used to work in the restaurant business back in our early 20s before we had babies, and then following babies for a very short period of time as well. So, I want to welcome you onto the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. And this week, I just want to say has been so brutal. Everybody is pitching in still, helping with donations and cleanup. And we're finally actually seeing the county trucks come in and pick up all of the debris, which is great. It surely helps out a lot of homeowners in the area not having to rent dumpsters and take them out there. But man, it is taxing on our bodies, man. So, as my masseuse, the only one that I go to, tell me how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am really taking control of my role right now of keeping other people calm. Like you said, this is a very stressful time, and it's really easy for me to jump on the bandwagon too and freak out and panic. But I know a lot about the nervous system, and I know that that just creates a snowball effect of more negative things happening. So I like to stay grounded and centered and aware and try to keep everyone calm because when you're in a calm space, that's when you can make smart decisions. That's when you can think clearly and you're not reacting off of your emotions, but you're reacting off of a calm, centered space. So I'm really just trying to keep my kids calm, keep my clients calm, keep the community calm, even though I might not have been affected as deeply as other people. Very stressful, and it still has affected me. A lot of my clients have left. They fled. They went to other places to stay away from the storm, and I get that, and I miss them, and that affects my income because then I can't work because my people aren't here.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
but I'm trying to remain balanced and stay calm and find other ways to continue to give my gift. So. Mm.
You do wonders for me. So, there's a song that is kind of popular right now, and I don't remember the artist name, but it's what's the name of it? I'll have to look it up and send it to you, but it's nobody knows me. Every time I think or I hear that song, I think of you, like giving me a massage.
Oh,
Like, yes,
I know
ma'am.
somebody. I know it's funny. I see people in the grocery store and they're like, "Hi," and I'm like, I don't, I don't remember you. Where do I know you from?" And it's funny because then they're like, "I'm the person with the shoulder," and I'm like, "Oh, your shoulder. Okay, now I know who you are." So I know people by their body parts, not necessarily by their faces.
Love that. So let's actually discuss a bit more into your craft. Now, you've been a licensed massage therapist for many years, but tell me like where you started, where you're currently at, what you want to focus on in the future, and how I can, bring awareness to what you're looking to do.
Okay. Well, I started in 2008. I went to school here, Sarasota School of Massage Therapy. It's a private massage school, and it was great. They required us to have more hours than the state requires. So I got a lot of introduction into other modalities like energy work and Ayurvedic massage and pregnancy massage things that they don't normally teach you. So I love that part of it because it helped me to identify where I wanted to go. But I started out working in a spa and I worked there for 7 years and I kind of got my experience. I got my hands on a lot of people. I started to develop a following. I was booked out when other people were kind of sitting around. And so I knew that I had a special gift, but anyways, I worked there and maxed out as far as how much I could make per hour. And, I still loved it very much, but I decided about 5 years in that it was time for me to go off on my own. And during that time that I worked there, I always had other gigs going on. Like I helped a husband and wife couple that had their own massage practice. So I got to see a little bit what it was like to run a small business by working for them. I worked for a local chiropractor who did a lot of car accidents. So I got to see what he was doing and how he was handling his patients. So it really gave me a full spectrum. And then I worked in spas where we did like the fluff and buff, spa day with a glass of champagne and a robe. And I kind of took all of those places that I worked and melded them into one. So I like to consider myself like a wellness center, spa slash healing center. But I do a lot of rehab work. And I've kind of over the years really taken a liking to athletes. I think probably because my kids always played sports and for life clients, they're always going to need you.
Yes.
I really am impressed at how they use their bodies to perform their sport. And I'm really amazed at how my work helps their injuries. So I work with mostly athletes right now, but I started my own practice, uh, God, 11 years ago. And I am very, very happy. I work with some other massage therapists in my community here and a mental health counselor. So I have a good community around me, a little co-op, and I just love it here. Um, I've grown a little bit. I do more than massage. I do some empowerment workshops that are mostly for like teams and whether it be like a sports team or a business team. But I'm really trying to grow that side of my business as well. So,
Very cool. Okay. Well, that I could definitely do. That I would love to have you in the office and,
mm,
preach everything. Just come in. I'm
uh,
gonna send you a date to come in
and I
and
can bring
speak with
it
everyone.
there. Do like chair massage. I want to do more of that in workplaces. I know that there's some great benefits to bringing, relaxation into the workplace. It increases productivity. It makes your employees happier, gives them some incentives to perform better. So there's a lot of really good ideas that I have, and I wish that I had more hours in the day to do them all. But my kids are growing up and they're moving on to college and out into life. So I think I'll have more time to do that once they're gone.
Sure. Yeah. No, I know Ryan's out of the house, but Bree, is this her senior year?
Bree's a senior. Janasia's a freshman in college. So yeah, we're getting there.
Wow, it's so incredible. It's so exciting, but sad at the same time. Unless they're local, my daughter she didn't stay local, so it was a little difficult for me, but it was still a lot of adjustment. So, and funny, I feel like I'm still harboring the stress from just that, just like
Oh yeah.
her coming and going like so infrequently. I don't really get much time with her anymore. Um, and then yeah, there's just sometimes like in our very busy and very stressful career choices that we make for ourselves, a lot of times we take home the stress from work, and
Mhm.
it's really hard to fall asleep at night sometimes, just to stay asleep throughout the night is sometimes very challenging and difficult. Do you know, is there any advice that you would have to those that are in my kind of situation where like every day, even watching my podcast, like I see myself going, like just the neck just disappears over time. But
Yes, I have some great advice for that. So, first and foremost, stress is a huge part of our lives. Even good things are stressful. Like you said, your kids going away to college, that's something great in life, but it still can be very stressful. Starting a new job, moving, all this weather stuff that we have going on. There's a lot of stressors in our life. And so I think that everyone has to find their peaceful place. And I love that massage is that for so many people. A lot of folks don't know that insomnia, well, I'm sure you've heard that stress is the number one killer, right? And the reason why is because when you're stressed out, your immune system stops doing all of the things it's supposed to do so that it can handle this immediate danger of you being in stress. So if you can, that's something that you can kind of can do from the outside. You can't necessarily go inside and lower your blood pressure, but you can do things, situationally around you to lower your blood pressure. So I'm really, really big on breath work, therapeutic breathing. I teach that in my empowerment workshops. I studied under an Indian yogi who was actually paralyzed from the waist down, and he taught himself how to walk again without surgery, without medication. It took years and years, and he was crawling around on the floor, but
Oh my
he
God.
used yoga, body work, and breath work as his healing. And he taught us a lot of the techniques that I still use today. So I
Wow.
think that that is something that is free. It doesn't take any of your time and you're already doing it. We have to breathe to stay alive, but most people breathe from here, from their throat, from their nose, and they just kind of stay in that upper respiratory system instead
Right.
of going down into their diaphragm, letting their belly fill up with air and expand. And that's when you're going to get the most oxygen, and all of your organs are going to get more oxygen. Your brain's going to get more oxygen, your muscles, your blood. So when that happens, you make better choices, you think clearer, you're more relaxed, you're coming from a place of power versus fight or flight. So I love that breath work is free. I feel like I'm always cheating when I do it in the grocery store line or at a red light. I'm like, oh,
Or
I'm in
parent
trouble.
pickup line.
Yeah, I don't have to take time out of my day to do it, but it's more of just an awareness thing. So
Yeah.
gosh, before I even became a massage therapist, I watched an Oprah show and she had Dr. Oz on there, and he was talking about, he was giving everyone this breath challenge. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And so basically, what he said was throughout the course of the day, 10 times, you can either do it 10 at once or five here and five there, or one every hour, however you want to do it. Take a nice, slow, deep breath where you're filling up your lungs fully and exhaling and releasing them fully. And at the end of the week, if you do that every day for 7 days, at the end of the week, those 70 breaths that you took, you will be able to tell a huge difference in the way you feel, your attitude, even the way you look. People will be like, oh, are you using a new face cream? Or did you do something to your hair? It's like, no, I'm just not stressed as much because I've been breathing properly. So, the other thing is sleep. Like you said, when people are stressed and they have a lot going on and they are busy, they tend to neglect sleep or they're not able to. And that is the only time, other than getting a massage, that your body heals. So when you're not sleeping, you're not healing. You're always in deficit. You're always using more energy than you're replenishing. And it's going to take a toll on your health. It's either going to be a disease or an illness, or the way that your hormones are working, or whatever it is, it's going to catch up to you. So I really, really honor my sleep pattern. I get 10, sometimes 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night, uninterrupted, and it makes a huge difference in how, I start my day the next day. And fun fact, one of my favorite facts about massage is that a 1 hour massage does the same amount of repair on your body as a full 8 hour night sleep. So for people that are not getting sleep, that is a huge, I mean, I don't recommend supplementing it, but
Sure, sure.
it is
But
a
that's
great,
amazing.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, good, because I always book you for 2 hours.
There you go.
So I'm just
Hours of sleep right
getting a world of relaxation every
there.
single time. So
And
yeah,
don't
absolutely.
fall asleep during the massage. You're still going to that place of homeostasis where all of your organs are happy and they're working in harmony and they're not fighting against you and they're letting themselves be in their optimal state. So that's really the goal, is to just get you in an optimal state so that your body can do what it wants to do, which is take over and heal. I'm not doing the healing. It's your body that's doing it. I'm just creating a space for you
More
to,
relaxation.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. So I do want to just come forward and say to all of our viewers that are going to be watching this that Tiana is located here in Sarasota. She's very close to Bahia Vista and Tuttle. So I'm going to be putting her information on the link, the description below on YouTube. So everybody is going to be able to find you.
Thank
But
you.
in addition to, this is one of the perks of me working with Tiana and with her business, and always her being top of mind for me whenever I need a masseuse is she also does house calls. So whenever I, want to set up something really special for one of my family members, my husband, my daughter in the past has done this. I've done this just to treat myself before. But, we all have fall and spring birthdays. So thank God, usually those times of the year are relatively much cooler, and
Yeah.
I can put up a tent outside. She
Yeah.
brings a table. I'll set up food and like bottled water for her and like have some fruits ready to go. And
Mhm.
we make it kind of like a girl day. And, it's me and my time with Tiana, or if I'm gifting it to someone, it's their time with Tiana, and we can set up in our beautiful backyard, which is like our own comforting place. And the best part is my husband that actually has a massage table, he can actually bring one in. So if you have your own massage table and you're looking to book a masseuse, Tiana is wonderful. She will come to your house and your own private personal space. So if it's like a more comforting, relaxing place, the best part for me, not only that I don't have to travel to go and see her, but also the fact that I don't have to get up and leave so quickly when the massage is done. Like if I fall asleep, and she's like, she always does this beautiful like, finishing work. I know when she's about wrapped up, and it's like it's just part of your technique. I just know it's coming. And as she's like, "All right, Miss Kelly, you're all finished," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she always gives me, time, however long I need. And she's always there to welcome me with a glass of water when I'm finished, because we know hydration is so important for, recovery, especially after a deep tissue massage. So I will say that is one of my favorite things about you and your business, how you're like, yes, I'll be there. What do you want? Anything you want, I'll be there. And while I don't like putting people out in the heat, so sometimes it's just too damn hot for that, and I'll be there. I'll be at your place, girl, for that. So, but she also massages children. So, like our friend, we have a mutual friend, Christy. Her children, I think they're like both under 14. She's got one that's maybe like 2 or 3 years younger than the other one, but they absolutely love it. They will save up their allowance and they will book her to go in there and get, an hour appointment with her, and they love it. So, like, this is just one of the many benefits of you and your business and what you do for your community. And I'm so thankful to know you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that kids need massages too, and they're a big part of my practice. I did take an infant and children certification course, so I know a little bit more about working with them than the average massage therapist. But it just kind of, again, naturally happened. I have kids and they have friends and they get sports injuries, and it just naturally became, and a lot of massage therapists don't like to work with kids because there's an extra level of liability. Their parents usually sit in the room while they're getting a massage and they just don't want to be bothered with that. But I love it because I think that getting in there and teaching these young people about self-care before they start to destruct themselves is really important. I wish that I had that when I was younger. It probably would have helped me avoid a lot of problems that I had just with like self-esteem and experimenting. There's huge evidence out there that shows that kids that receive massage are less likely to become involved in drugs and alcohol because they're learning a healthy way to cope with stress.
Ah,
There also is evidence out there that shows that kids that receive massage, especially girls, are less likely to become involved in abusive relationships because they're learning a healthy form of non-sexual touch that is healing. And it's not just a hug from your mom, but it's showing that touch can be therapeutic and healing and a way for them to deal with their stress. So I love being the person that gets to kind of drill that into their head and teach them about self-care now so that they grow up to be healthy and have these habits and respect their bodies and honor themselves. So I wish that we had that when I was younger, but I love working with the kids. They are so grateful and they're just, I don't know, it's it's a different experience for me. So
Yes, yeah. And my mom always had a masseuse that would come to her house when we were growing up. And there was one time where she was, she very much like me, apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, but she had this guy, Doug, and Doug would always come over to the house. I think maybe once a month. It wasn't super often, but I feel like, once a month or once every other month, he would come in, and he would basically be watching TV and set up his table right next to my mom's bed in her bedroom. And nothing weird per se, but it just felt very unprofessional. And when she would have gifts, she would gift me a masseuse or a massage by this masseuse. And there were some times where it just felt really uncomfortable because I felt, as a minor, being massaged by a man, especially when it was like a chest rub type thing, it just made me feel very weird.
mhm.
And ever since then, I always felt more secure and more comfortable being with a woman masseuse. And
Yeah,
you've never made me feel weird in any way. You've always just made me feel so relaxed and incredible. And I will continue to see you until my dying day, or yours, whoever comes first. But I'm a lifer, and I'm definitely here to support you in your business as much as possible. So I
thank you.
want to say thank you so much for being on this podcast. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up since we're at like 20 minutes now. But
Oh, okay.
I do want to say to all the viewers as well, if you want to use Tiana, try her out. I promise you, you're not going to want to go to anybody else afterwards. It's such an amazing experience. But what she's offering to all of our viewers is if you book a massage from her, she's going to throw in an additional foot scrub. So a little additional treat. Yep, yep, yep. It's my favorite. I love the foot scrub. It's so good.
It
So
is good.
yeah.
And by the way, I make the foot scrub myself. I use Epsom salt and coconut oil. So it's like it doesn't have any synthetic. It has some good essential oils in it. And it's a real treat. And it just is added into your session. It doesn't take any more time, but it is a nice little perk to your massage.
Absolutely. Well, so much thank you for being here and speaking with me this morning. I know you're a busy, busy woman, and, planning out 20 minutes just to have a conversation with you. I know it was like, thank you. I appreciate you. So I want to show
Uh,
you gratitude. I hope you continue to de-stress all of Sarasota and, the growing area as well. And I'll be putting your information below in the comments. So anybody, please reach out to her. She's wonderful. I love her. She's got an amazing family. Her son and my son, we were pregnant at the same time. So like, I mean, we go back.
yeah, I'll
Um,
never forget those days.
I
And
know.
I think too is where some of, all of this comes from is just me being in the hospitality field and wanting to
Right.
keep people happy. And I definitely transfer that into this business. So
Absolutely. Oh, and you do wonders. I mean, anything in the hospitality really teaches you how to treat people
yeah,
and become a people person, because those that are in the hospitality business that don't last very long are usually people that should have no business being with people in general. So,
yeah,
if you can thrive in that business, you can really thrive in so many others. It's all based on customer service, how you treat people, how you communicate, and putting others before yourselves sometimes. So, yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. Thank you so much. Yes,
Thank you, darling. So I will be seeing you soon. I'll be booking you in November for sure. So I'll be
I'll
reaching out to you soon.
get
Everybody
ready.
else, yes, yes, I know. Oh,
I'll
oh,
do it
please.
through the screen.
I know. I wish that was possible. Like I'm waiting for like just hands
Hey,
to come in through the green screen.
I thought they're having robots now, dude. Like the Tesla robots are doing massage. I don't know. I don't know. No, nothing supplements the human touch though. And we know
That's so
that
true.
you're at in life, no matter if you're a widow and some people don't get hugged at all, some people don't. get, a pat on the back or slap in the face or nothing, they get no human touch. So it's really important to have that in your life. So thank
Yes,
you.
well, that's my love language, and I'll let you have it every time. All right, darling, well, you have a wonderful, fabulous day. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Mhm.